Hello, Internet, and welcome to the Free-to-Play Cast, episode 41, brought to you by MMOBomb.com, your home for all things free-to-play related. I'm your host, as every week, Magic Man. I've got ladies with me today because we're not talking about the games per se. We're talking about some of the thoughts behind marketing and beta and even some updates. We'll get to that in a second. Let's introduce the ladies. First, we've got Damina on the line. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be back.
Yeah, there was one topic on today's list that you were eager to get to.
Oh, yes.
You kind of lambasted the Secret World and their cash shop, and then you lambasted paying for betas. Boy, this topic should be good for you.
You know it.
Also on the line, Kaylin, how are you?
I'm doing great.
You sound awesome today. No sickness or anything?
No.
Fantastic. So we've pulled ourselves away from some other games just long enough to do the show. Let's slide over to the news and get started. All right, confession for the YouTube viewers. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of footage out there for what we're going to talk about today. So if you're listening on iTunes or the RSS feeds, fine, no big deal. If you're watching the show on YouTube, enjoy this PlanetSide 2 footage while we talk about games that aren't PlanetSide 2. It was either that or show everybody a bunch of trailers over and over and over again, and the viewers kind of came out and said, hey, we don't like that. Show us a game that isn't what you're talking about if the other option is a trailer 17 times. All right, so this week we've got info RuneScape Jagex. So they got the whole Combat Evolved update a bit ago, and that's kind of been met with mixed reviews if you check out the forums for RuneScape players. Some are very, very happy with it, and I think it's kind of revitalized an older game, and some people think it's kind of ruined an older game, but that's not what we're here to talk about. This is kind of a good story. I kind of like this story, and I have two key questions I want both of you ladies to answer for me. So here's what's going on with RuneScape. Last year they had this whole campaign to nuke a bunch of botting, and we all know botting's a problem in most games, right?
Right.
It really doesn't matter, free-to-play, pay-to-play, buy-to-play. The botting becomes an issue. In some games it just becomes a bigger issue, right? And RuneScape was one of them. So they nuked a bunch of botters last year, 2011, and here's what they're doing now. Tell me what you ladies think of this. We'll start with you, Kaylin. Just the general idea first, and then we'll talk about whether this will actually clean up botting or anything. So Jagex issued a statement that says any player caught botting will be given 2 warnings to allow them to change their ways. After that time, they'll be permanently banned from the game's 0 appeals process. At each warning stage, the botter's avatar will change to signify to the entire community that they've been caught botting. After receiving their second and final warning, should they break the rules again, the bot avatar will be transferred to a new area called Botany Bay to await the judgment of the community. So how do you judge? Here's what happens. Botters get placed in a stockade, and you, the other players, get to decide what to do with them. You can vote on your favorite method to get rid of the players. They can be stomped by a dragon, blasted by holy rays from the light of RuneScape's gods, whatever. And if that wasn't enough, you could also pelt them with some rotten fruit while they await the votes to be counted. So in general, Kaylin, what do you think of this? Kind of from both the botting side and a normal player side.
The first thing that came to mind when you were talking about it was the Scarlet Letter. And then as you're reading, I'm like thinking, which? I mean, it's like, it just seems like it's a bit much to me.
Well, yeah, and I get that whole thing. You know, if they get the warning, they get some type of insignia on them or whatever. So everybody's there. She is. She's got the letter.
Yeah.
She's got the letter.
It's the first thing that came to mind.
I don't think people that are botting to that extreme really care, do they? Is that letter going to do anything? Like the warning really going to do anything?
No. I think that's more for the average player who's testing the water with botting.
That's a great point. I think that is absolutely a deterrent for the normal player who says, well, maybe I could download this and do this. I definitely think it's a deterrent there, but people that are, putting hundreds of bots into the game to farm things up or level things or whatever the case may be in whatever game, they don't care about this, do they, Demina?
No, but the newbies will be like, oh, crap, I got the Scarlet Bee!
The Scarlet Bee.
The Scarlet Bot.
Oh, no! It's excessive. If it's going to deter some of the newbies from attempting this, good for them. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind watching it happen.
Well, that's my other question. If you're a regular player who isn't botting, what's your stance on this? Is this pretty cool? Is this, just some fun thing to do? Or because obviously the botter's been eliminated from the game already. They don't see their character in stockades, at least I assume so, because it's just saying they're being banned with no appeals. They can't log in and see themselves in a stockade and watch their own demise, can they?
That would be amusing.
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
Watch.
I might go bot just to watch me get stomped by a dragon.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd pop some popcorn and pull up a chair. It would be something funny, amusing. I don't know that it's really gonna do anything.
Okay, and that's my next question. Does it actually do anything? Yes, it's cute. Yes, it's funny. But does it actually help the community get rid of mass botting? Does it discourage future botters? You say no. Why?
I don't know that I'm not going to say it won't discourage future botters, because there's always going to be that population that's like, I can do this and not get caught. Oh shit, I got caught. I'm not going to do it again. But it's a game. This happens in every game. It's not going to discourage the people who want to do it. We'll find a way to do it. I mean, it's cutesy for those of us who aren't doing it and would like to watch. That's it.
Kaylin, does this change anything?
Not at all. I think it's like any game. A lot of the people who are these professional botters they're just going to do it again. They're going to get a new account. They're going to do it all over again, and they're not going to care. The biggest thing they're going to do is race to collect as much, do as much as they can before they get banned.
Yeah, and lead designer Mark Ogilvy from RuneScape said that botting and removal of bots has been a pretty high priority. Quote, "We take a very hard line on cheaters in our game and have taken the unique move to name and shame those who have been breaking one of our most important rules. We've wanted to do this for some time, and we hope that by bringing the actions of those who cheat to the attention of a wider community, we can make a massive step towards eliminating botting from the game." End quote. Okay. To me, it's fun. It's different. I don't think KJMLL14K75497G cares that they've been publicly outed. That's I may have mispronounced that character name. I don't know. There's a lot of consonants and numbers in it when they whisper everybody, but I don't think this does anything to actually solve the problem. Think about this too. Kaylin, you're very tech savvy. You work in computers and things like this. RuneScape can be played with a client download or through a browser. So does an IP ban really mean anything at that point?
Oh, no. Anybody who, like I said, these professional botters, they know how to get around that. They know how to...
I mean, you don't even need to be professional at this point, do you? You can play it through a frickin' browser. I'm sure
when an elementary school child could figure out how to do this. So I don't see it being any different than what they're doing right now, aside from being a cute little thing that'll draw attention of some new players, maybe.
Well, that's cool, too. I mean, that's a good point. It could be, hey, look at what we do to our botters. You should come and play our game. But Mark's quote just makes no sense to me. Yes, it's a unique move. Yes, I agree. Shame those who've been breaking one of our most important rules. They don't care.
Yep.
The people doing it at that level, you know, where there's money involved, or they're botting to such extremes like that. This isn't aimed at the person that didn't realize what they downloaded and installed and are now using is technically a violation of the end user license agreement.
Exactly.
You know, this Mark's quote makes it seem like we are targeting the hardcore botters that are ruining the game economy, that are making things unfair or unfun, and this doesn't matter to them.
Nope. They'll just go get a new account and start all over again.
Right. Those people, they don't care.
Like I said, they'll get their first warning, and all they're going to do is rush to do whatever they're doing faster to make more money, or they're just going to start a new account.
Damina, is this a massive step towards eliminating botting from the game?
No, absolutely not. This is a, oh crap, I might not get paid now. I got the Scarlet B. I don't want to get the Scarlet B+, so I better hurry up and do what I'm doing. It's not, no. It's not going to do anything. This is a problem that I don't know, it will always exist.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
it's always going to be in pretty much any MMO or any, really for that matter, any type of online game where there's a time versus money component, right?
Oh, yes.
I mean, even a pay-to-play MMO, World of Warcraft, for crying out loud. I can't log in without getting a whisper.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Do you need gold? No. I actually befriended some gold sellers before. Because I
Back in the
declined...
day.
Yeah, back in the day. When was that, Kaylin? That was Wrath, wasn't it?
It was either late BC or early Wrath.
Yeah, it was just I declined to purchase money so politely that the gold seller decided every time they were on, they would just talk to me.
Yeah, unlike me, who strung every single obscenity that can't come to mind into a macroed whisper that I just spammed them for.
I just look at it like this, and maybe it's the wrong way to look at it, but yeah, they've got a job to do. Whether or not I buy their product is what influences the economy, right?
Yes.
You know, it's not them actually farming up money in RuneScape or power leveling characters in World of Warcraft or whatever the case may be. It's me buying the product that screws the economy, not them farming it. Right?
They can farm it all they want. If there's no market for it, then
It sits in a bag.
exactly.
Right, doesn't touch the economy. So, anyway, I digress. So we're all on the same page. It's cute, nice little marketing, not going to solve anything.
Absolutely, but I would totally go watch it happen.
I have no doubt you would do that.
I could just see her now cheering them all on.
All right, so let's talk about something else then that a different game is doing. Age of Wushu or Wulin, depending on where you're at. Snail Games. So the beta and launch announcements have finally been dropped for Wushu here in North America. Now, we talked a few weeks ago about betas and buying, it was actually last week, wasn't it? About buying your way into betas and how open and closed betas seem to just be more marketing nowadays anymore. And we've also talked about Age of Wushu. Kaylin, you and I were looking forward to it. We weren't sure how invested we would be in it, but it looked like it was worth a shot. Damina kind of blasted betas and the secret world in general. So let me tell you about this one, Damina, and we'll just let you go off for 40 minutes here.
Okay.
So we talked about buying your way into betas, and Age of Wushu is set to do it again multiple times. Not only that, but after the betas, you can buy a special pack that actually gives you access to the game a full 90 days before its official release. So, let me give you the details on how this works. There's going to be 2 closed beta phases in 2012. first one starts on November 15th. The second one starts on December 20th, and they run for about 10 days each. One of them, the second one runs a little longer. First one's 10 days, second one's a little longer. So you pay your $9.99 prior to the first beta, and you get access, and some bag slots and some other stuff in-game, 50 healing potions, power-ups, stuff like that. And then, in between the first and the second beta, they will have another round where you can buy into the $9.99, and away you go. And for those people that did buy that, you will have the ability to start playing the game in February as opposed to May, its official release, 2013. They're calling it their exclusive access period. Now, there's a slew of other in-game things that you're getting for this. One of them is $10 off the actual physical collector's edition of the game. So it's kind of a wash dollar-wise if you're planning on going to buy the collector's edition anyway. Yes, it's a free-to-play game, but they're releasing that collector's edition. If you go and buy it, then, hey, you get $10 off for spending this $10 a little early. So can we just exclude those guys and girls from this portion of the conversation? I mean, if you're really planning to get the collector's edition, then this makes sense for you, right?
Yeah, I see that no differently as walking in and buying any game, pre-ordering any game where they give you beta access because you pre-ordered the game.
Right. So if you're a Wushu collector, then fine. Hey, this is great for you. Go spend your $9.99, get $10 off the collector's edition whenever the hell it comes out. But I don't think this is clearly marketed to those people. I mean, the $10 off the collector's edition is way down the list of features here. So how do you feel about this one, Domina? 2 opportunities to buy in, and then you get 90 days ahead of anybody else that didn't pay the $9.99. Oh, and by the way, we're going to slam you with a bunch of in-game items as well.
So this is exactly the problem with betas now. Exactly. That they've sold all their betas. All of them. So this free 90 days is nothing more than a glorified final special beta where everything isn't going to be ready. I'm sorry. And as far as this collector's edition, you don't even know what's in it. Oh, we're going to give you some extra stuff.
Yeah.
Not to be named yet.
Yeah, it actually says the collector's edition will be a collector's version of the game to be revealed at a later date. It will include some more in-game benefits and perks as well as some real-world gifts for the more masterful players.
So you don't even know what you're getting. But on top of
or
all
how
of
much
that,
it is.
That's right. So you may get $10 off of something that's $50. And I mean, if you were planning to spend that money anyway, then that part is a wash. But I don't know. I like to know a little bit what I'm going to get for my money before I get it. And that issue aside, here is where the problem with betas comes in. Because somewhere along the way, instead of these being what they were supposed to be, which was testing, working out bugs, making fixes, getting reports, somewhere along the way, and whether, this is right or wrong, these became a marketing scheme, and these companies have discovered that they can make money by selling their beta access. And in the end, a lot of times, I feel like that impacts their product that is released. Because you're no longer getting the people who are into this for the reasons of, yeah, it's cool to get in here early, and I really kind of like checking things out, but I'll report bugs if I see them. You're now getting the people that are just like, I can be level 80 before anybody even has access to this game. Now, I don't know what their intention is as far as carrying, if they're going to delete your tunes in between, or if you get to keep them. And it's a shame because this game seems kind of cool. But this is the problem. This is exactly why we end up with crappy final product.
Yeah, and this one's a little odd, too, because Wushu is already out in other parts as Wulin. So, how much beta testing is there besides the localization? And if you check out the forums, Kaylin, for Age of Wushu, they've been selling these for quite some time. They've just really started advertising them, on a much larger scale recently. But they've been selling this package for quite some time. There are people on Age of Wushu's forums that are incredibly pissed right now because not only have they shelled out the money, but then the original concept dates that they were given weren't anywhere near when the new dates are. I mean, we're talking months difference between when these players, rightfully or wrongfully, expected to get some type of access and when they will actually get access in mid-November. There's people in the forums asking for ways to get refunds. If there's a way to get a refund, there's people asking, did you even receive my payment? I never even got a confirmation email because apparently there were some issues with that system for a while. I mean, it doesn't exactly inspire a lot of confidence, does it? In a game that's going to be cash shot based.
Oh no. If I'm paying for early access and not even getting a confirmation, I'd be really concerned and very leery to spend any future money with them.
Now, in the East, when they released Wulin, they did this same type of thing. They did have beta passes that they gave out to websites and things like that as well. So this isn't the only way into the first or the second beta, but it's your only guaranteed way, right? I mean, it's the only way you can count on by shelling out your $10. And if you shell out the $10, it says for those who are interested, a free box copy of the game. So maybe you look at it as a wash either way. You can request the game. I can't imagine them, having those forever, though. I can see a lot of people saying, hey, give me my copy. And they're like, yeah, we had 500. They're gone. Sorry.
Or they're, like, really cheesy.
Right?
Like, at-home CD labeler in a little sleeve picked up at the 5 and dime.
Right, CD scribe and a jewel case. I don't know. I like Wulin. I like some of the concept. I like the art style. I was very happy, as I discussed on an earlier show, that there is a pretty big PvE focus where I thought initially the game was going to be mostly PvP. So I'm kind of intrigued by it. But damn, I don't want to pay to have access to something that you need tested, which is already out somewhere else, and clearly is going to be ready before May, but you're not releasing it because you want to make some money on this. That's the part that gets me the most, and I don't think people are stopping to think about that. The game's slated to be released in May, but they're willing to give you full access in February if you pay them money. That means the game is ready, right?
It has to be.
Otherwise, they're going to say it's a third beta, which they're not. They're calling it Elite access. So not only are you paying to get in the beta, but they're deliberately holding the release of a game that's ready for 3 months in an attempt to get you to pay the $10 to get in there when it really should have been out in February.
That's a third beta. I'm sorry. It just is.
Well, it's not, though, because it's early access. I mean, which means you keep everything you have.
No, that means that's what they're saying it is. Do you know what I mean? It means that's how they're...
I don't.
It means that's how they're billing it. But, I don't know.
The betas aggravates me enough. It's that early release being 90 days. I mean, yeah,
If
it
was
basically
a
tells me
week?
the game is ready, but we're not going to let you in unless you pay us.
What is the most we've ever seen as far as early access? 14 days?
On a free-to-play?
Yeah. On anything.
On most pay-to-plays, I've had anywhere from 3 days, and this includes buy-to-plays too. I've had anywhere from 3 days to... I think I played one that was about 10 days or 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
That's more of a thank you for your support type of thing.
Yeah.
This is more of a we want your money type of thing. 3 months. 3 months is not, hey, thank you guys for your help and, beta testing, and it's give us your money so you can get in before.
Exactly. Let's pull it out this way and see what you think, Kaylin, because you're a World of Warcraft lady too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get Mists of Pandaria?
I did.
Okay. Did you buy the regular one or the collector's one?
Collectors.
So that was what, $79.99, I think?
I got the digital, so I think it was $59.
Okay, so we'll say it's $60. Now, I'm Blizzard, and here's what I'm going to do. That came out, well, I know the date is wrong, and we'll just say it came out October 1st, just to keep it easy. I know it was, a couple of weeks ago in September. But to keep this easy, we'll say release date, Pandaria, October 1st. And thank you for your $60. But if you pay me $70 instead of $60, I will let you play this subscription-based game 3 months ahead of the October 1st deadline. That's a money grab, isn't it? I mean, look at it any other way. It's a money grab.
There's nothing else that they can call that.
And Blizzard would take a bloodbath on it.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you not releasing a game that's ready enough for people to access three months earlier, and you're charging people an extra $10 to start playing the game, right? I mean, it's a sheer money grab. That's the only way you would look at it, right, Damina?
100%. And
okay, so why is it different for Wu Lin? I don't think it is.
It isn't. It isn't different. And here, it's a complete money grab.
I'm sorry, Wushu.
But here's the thing. This is exactly what it is. $10. Okay, so I spend my $10, and now I'm in. But nobody else that I know is in. Well, hey guys, you got to spend $10 too, so we can play this together. I don't want to do this by myself, and then I'm gonna, have to wait for you to catch up.
Well, I'm sure that's what they're hoping for.
100%. It's ridiculous. This is just ridiculous, and I actually want to play this game, and that kind of sucks, because this is a turn off for me a little bit.
Well, $9.99. You could play it a little over a month from now.
Absolutely not. I will never pay for beta access ever.
That's my thing. Why should I pay you for something you technically should be paying me for? I'm testing your product.
Oh yeah, we went into that on last week's show. Don't even get Damina started. Yeah, that was a bloodbath. And most of the viewers agreed with us. They felt that the betas were getting a little weird, that they were mainly becoming marketing, that the paying to get into betas was, and it's something we're seeing more and more and more. When we started this show in December of last year, that was a freak thing when you could pay to get into a beta. Companies did it, but it just seems like now, and between last week's show where we talked about multiple games that had done it, boom, another one explodes with an even more absurd package. And you're right, Damina. I want to play this game. I'm not going to pay to play it or to pay to check it out in the betas. And I think any other company, if this was not free to play, any other company would be getting blasted for letting people in 3 months ahead of everybody else for giving them an extra $10. They would feel like you're deliberately holding back a product that is ready simply to make money. And hey, I know it's a business. They've got to make money. But from the forums, they can't even collect the money right now. They've had some issues with that too. So this one's just kind of a mess all over the place. If you have Age of Wushu, the Elite package and everything, let us know why you bought it. Put it in the comments below. What made you shell out the $9.99? Were you planning on the collector's edition anyway? I think we're all just kind of thumbs down about this one though, right? Just kind of proves last week's point a little more.
I think we as gamers have to take a stand here, because this will continue to be the case. And we will continue to get crap pushed out as a final product until betas are turned to what they're supposed to be. And although it's cool to get in early, until we all take a stand and say, I'm not paying you for a product that's not finished just so I can play for a week, then this is going to continue to happen because it's a money grab. Come on, we gamers unite!
Yeah, viva la revolution!
That's right.
Pick up the pitchforks and ride with Damina. All right, next topic. Excuse me. Wizardry Online, Sony Online Entertainment. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, ladies, a few things about Wizardry. And for a minute here, as the viewers are enjoying the PlanetSide 2 footage that has nothing to do with this topic as well, the ones on YouTube at least, for a minute, I want you two to pretend that you don't know what game I'm talking about, okay?
Okay.
For a little background, if you haven't played any of the Wizardry series, I know, Kaylin, you definitely have.
Yes.
And Demina, you watched me play them at one point or another. Pretty hardcore, old school Dungeons and Dragons type thing. Roll stats, assign your points, create your characters, stuff like that. I mean, they weren't exactly the easiest games to get into unless you were familiar with that style of game, right?
Right.
Okay. So Sony Online is publishing Wizardry Online by GamePot. And the whole hardcore tag that was all that the old games are labeled with is all over the advertising for the new online one. So I'm going to tell you a few features of this game, and I don't want you to even care about what game it is, just the topics in general. First off, one that we see poke its head into games every now and then is permadeath. Your character dies, it's gone, roll a new one. In general, what do you ladies feel about permadeath?
Oh, I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Why?
Just so much pressure. I'm already high stressed as it is, and then you're going to tell me I could lose all that work permanently?
I mean, play games to relax.
You guys know me. I'm terrible about farming and doing anything with, I put forth the effort one time. I don't want to do it again. I'm probably one of the only World of Warcraft players that just recently got a second max level alt. I do it once and I want it to be done.
What about you, Demina? Permadeath?
It's not for me. I'm with Kaylin here. If I spend all that time, I don't want to have to start over. But I can see the allure of that because it kind of makes things a little more real for the players who are hardcore into that style. So it's not for me, but I can get behind it for somebody else.
I love permadeath.
You would.
I love it. I love permadeath. And that's funny for somebody that's not into the competitive nature of MOBAs, will never be a first-person shooter tournament champion of any type. I really don't have, when it comes to gaming, I really don't have a huge competitive spirit. I do in real life, but when I'm sitting down to game, I want to relax. I don't care. But I love permadeath. I love it when it's done right. What was it? Oh, I'm going to forget the Face of Mankind.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. They used to have a permadeath mechanic and they still do, but it's a little harder to be permanently killed now because as long as you have money or clones on you, you will survive. You'll be able to respawn. But there used to be a mechanic where you didn't have all the options that you did now. There was a cash shop thing in there. That got yanked real quick. But yeah, I love permadeath when it's done right. So if you die in a dungeon, you get to run to a little resurrection spirit temple thingy, right? And you can click on them, and you have a chance to res. So it's not instant permadeath, right? You've got a chance to res. So that should make you ladies happy, right?
Yes.
I kind of think that could be done in a very interesting way that could kind of pull me in. Based on my stats, make me work to get an increased percentage chance. That would intrigue me.
Tamina throwing all of her points in luck.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to know how big the chance is.
Well, I mean,
is it 50-50? Is it 2% chance?
Well, so here's the deal, though, Demina. You lose your tune. If you lose that chance, your tune's dead. Everything that's on it is gone. You get to keep anything you had in storage for our other characters, but your character's dead and anything they had on it is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys something.
What's that?
There's an item in the cash shop that can increase your chance when you click that spirit res lady.
Oh.
Yeah, that's cheap. Cheap.
Hey, Demina, you were just talking about it. Let me increase my chance. There you go.
But
Couple of bucks. There you go.
No, I said let me increase my chance through careful placement of my stats, not through let me pay some money to increase my chance. You said increase, right? Not guarantee. That is a money grab.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee. It increases your chance to res.
You're also, I mean, come on. This game appeals to a very specific type of gamer who is into that. You have now by offering this increase in chance to res that you can buy, attracted a different group to this that probably wouldn't have played it before, that will probably could make this very disappointing for the players who are in it for the hardcore, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you there. The hardcore players, this really doesn't matter to, right? It doesn't matter that you can buy an item to increase it or not, because they're just playing it for the hardcore nature of it. I mean, we have a player in our Guild Wars 2 unofficial MMO bomb guild who's just hardcore like that. If his character dies, he kills it. He deletes it, and he rolls another one, because that's the way he enjoys playing the game. So this little item doesn't really matter to them, right? I mean, this isn't for them. It's for me and you. I don't care. I like permadeath, so I would never buy it. I'm just, okay, gotta do it. But even those hardcore people gotta be tempted that when they click the spirit res, if you watch the trailer, the point of purchase is actually at the spirit res too. They didn't show anything about like being able to buy it ahead of time, but in the video, the point of purchase is you're at the spirit res, you talk to the lady, hey, before you take your chance, do you want to buy this? How tempting is that?
Who's not going to buy it except the hardcore player? Who's going to sit there and go, oh god, level 40, it took me forever. Oh, $2? Oh, click. Oh shit, I died anyway. I mean, who is not going to do that?
Oh, come on. You buy scratch-off lottery tickets all the time.
Yeah, but scratch-off?
That takes me 10 seconds. It's not like... I don't win the lottery. Okay, it's $1 in 10 seconds. I lose my tune. Oh, my God.
See, I'm actually okay with all of this so far. Surprisingly, because you know how I feel about cash shops in general that are mismanaged. I like this, because for the hardcore person that doesn't care, you know, is going to play the game specifically because it has permadeath, they're never going to buy this anyway. And they do have a decision to make, even if they're not super hardcore. Spend the money and have a chance to keep going, or don't spend the money and start over again. And God knows, I have played, you know, Demon Souls enough that I would beg at certain points to be able to give them $2 to stay alive. So I don't have a problem with this so far. But let me tell you, ladies, one more thing. It's not a massive multiplayer game. You group with friends, and believe me, when I tell you this last thing, you're going to want to know who you're grouping with in most cases. Because there is some types of open player killing.
Oh. Nope.
I know who I'm not grouping with.
Who?
That's pretty much it. No. Pretty much
aren't
you.
Why?
Oh my god, are you kidding? The hours and hours spent on PK
Oh.
on what was that? Phantasy Star?
Oh, yeah.
Hours I used to sit and watch. Oh.
Well, see, that wasn't PK. That was trading. Because Phantasy Star Online, the original one, had the most awful trading system in the world.
I thought that was the PK game. Which one was the one that you and Selfius used to spend hours just being jerks?
Yeah, that was Phantasy Star Online with trading.
Mm.
Because the way to do it at that time was you would, it was instance-based. Kaylin, I don't know if you ever played Phantasy Star Online, the first one on Dreamcast?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Oh, the Dreamcast, yes.
Oh, okay, so yeah, it was instance-based, and you and I would party, and we would go into the little dock area, because I had shouted in chat that I want item A and I will give item B, and you said, oh, okay, let's go. We would party and join up. And the way you traded, do you remember? You had to drop the item on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had to literally walk towards the other item until you got close enough so that it would pop up on your screen what it was. And so you could literally drop 2 items. You could drop garbage. The other person drops what you actually wanted. Run over, pick it up, zone out, and break the party. We used to have a blast with that. And then they fixed it because it was just unfair.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the topic on hand here. Player killing. Yeah, that's the only thing I have because now...
Oh, I'd roll with the posse everywhere I went.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game now that you have to play with people you know, right? you're not going to ever take the chance on anything that you've put any amount of time into it with strangers, right?
Right.
No.
Without the ability to shut that off.
Yeah. And it's a game that Brim will never play with me.
No. Brim's never going to play with any of us.
Brim is never going to PvP.
When it comes
with me
out, though,
ever
we
again.
do need to do like a dungeon tour with like 4 or 5 members of the free-to-play cast. We'll go tour a dungeon and record that and everything.
Oh.
We won't kill each other. We'll just...
Have your bleeper ready.
I'll just kill you from behind. Anyway, so let us know how you feel about those topics, gang. RuneScape, Age of Wushu, Wizardry Online. Come on over to the website at mmobomb.com. We just had the Mech Warrior Online closed beta keys given away, so if you've missed that one, keep your eyes peeled for the next one. The Shaya Mystery Box giveaway, we have them both for Standard and the Phoenix editions. I don't know who the hell plays that game, but if you do, you got, you got the tickets right there for a mystery giveaway box. I played it for like 30 seconds. Let's move over to the weekly bombs. Damina, you're up first.
So, I was going to give a da bomb, but
Right.
I think I'm going to make up a new category, and it's just going to be called bomb. Because I'm not really sure which way I think this is going to go. But it's for Age of Wushu, because I'm looking forward to it. And I really, really want it to be as good as I hope it can be, because I kind of dig the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, the combat in the air,
It
all
does
of
have that
that.
kind of feel to it, doesn't it?
It looks like it could be a lot of fun. But I want it to end up as finished as I hope it's going to be, and I hope that the betas don't pull that opportunity because they're not done properly.
Yeah, pay your $9.99. You'll find out.
Absolutely not. So that's why I can't give it a straight up da bomb, but I won't give it an A bomb either. So this week it's just bomb.
All right, so Damina drops bomb. What about you,
then.
Kaylin?
You know, I have to give you guys, I'm giving this to you and Brim and Celsius and Havoc. You're all getting an A-bomb this week.
What did we do?
Because you guys had to get me started on Guild Wars 2.
Well, of course we did.
So now I've gone and put another game to add to the collection. I'm running out of, there's not enough hours in the day. There's just not.
Well, quit your job.
You know, I'm going to have to find, you know, as long as I stay away from RuneScape, maybe I can get away with being a farmer.
There you go. Don't get the Scarlet Bee. I actually have a dub bomb since you two are just out on the edge this week. If you haven't seen Loadout, you definitely need to check it out. Spunkify did a first look. It's up on the website now. Steam game by Edge of Reality. I'm not a huge shooter guy, just I play them for fun. But man, Loadout is just a blast. Crazy-ass shooter game. There should be some more beta keys up as of the posting of this show. Massive weapon customization. I mean, you literally customize each piece, and they do some crazy stuff. The battles get really ridiculous. It's just a ton of fun. I don't know how serious it will be on the esports scene just because it's so out there. But I just have a ton of fun playing it. If you haven't checked it out, try to get yourself a beta key. We gave away one round real quick. We just put up a second round as of this recording. I don't know if there'll be any left by the time this posts, but keep your eye out. It's a great little Steam game. Get your hands on. From the members, Tyrell says, A-bomb. It's a big title, so maybe a bit of flaming coming my way. Equip flameproof jockstrap now. League of Legends. I love the game, the company, the competitive scene around the champions, but well over 100 champions, but I still only have one map used for a 5v5. Come on now, Riot. At least a few other skins for the original map and a rotation for it would really help. So Tyrell kind of pissed that they're looking at the same forest over and over again.
Oh.
So we sent out the question of the week last week, which was, what should we do for the 1 year show? That's coming up, ladies.
It is.
We got a little bit of time.
Quick.
Yeah, got a little bit of time. Got about 11 weeks here. Just wanted to start gathering some ideas, get the show together. And so Nix Knox says, hello, Free-to-Play Cast. Awesome show as always. Fun fact, came here with Spunkify from MMO Hut, but stayed for the Free-to-Play Cast. Well, we appreciate that. Thank you kindly. As for the question of the week, there's only one way to celebrate the first year of the free-to-play cast. Do a live podcast. Make episode 52 live, maybe even more than 1 hour with more people. Maybe try to get all the returning guests to come in and at least say hi. Also, cake would be nice, even though cake is a lie. Also,
I love it.
Damina cried when Companion Cube got thrown down the chute.
That was terrible.
Also, I'd like to give a dub bomb for just good old vacations, for just having time to play Diablo 3, Torchlight 2, Guild Wars 2, PlanetSide 2, and the only game that hasn't yet got a sequel, League of Legends. Nick Knox, also known as Niels from the last derp of the week with the broken thumb thing. Ooh, feel for you with that broken thumb.
Oh, yes.
A lot of people said that we need to do a live show, and when we get back down to the listeners' feedback, you'll see that as well. There was an odd thing that happened, Kaylin. Did you notice that everybody picked a live show also said longer than 1 hour?
Yes.
And most said 3 hours. Like
3 hours.
Just picked a number at random, and it was like 3 hours.
Wow.
You know, though, if we got going like we do sometimes when we're playing,
That's true.
we went one night for like 5. It's just I've got to watch my language probably.
Well, what I'm thinking about doing is we are going to do it live. That was pretty much already decided.
I mean, I get to prove I'm not a man too.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my
Well,
god!
wait a minute. Whoa. How are you?
I think that's pretty obvious.
How are you going to prove that we?
Oh my goodness gracious! I'm not going to be there during that portion.
Oh, anyway.
Oh, that's it. I'm dressing up as a man for the show.
There you go. Sebastian NG says, giving Guild Wars 2 the A-bomb. After reaching max level, grind kicks in to get the nice gears. Maybe this is how MMORPGs end up no matter how good they are. I literally went out of Steam for Guild Wars. Helps if I read. For Guild Wars 2 because I've been playing it non-stop, grinding dungeons to get tokens. Now, whenever I think about Guild Wars 2, it shivers me timbers. Now, I try to find a good free-to-play game to fall back on. Just can't find one good game because 90% of the games I've played before and hated them to the core, the other 10% are IP restricted. Sad, just sad, Vindictus. Shout out from the little red dot in Asia, Singapore. Well, shout out from us to Singapore as well. Yeah, that's kind of a concern I had with Guild Wars 2 going into it, but then I told you two this, I kind of looked at it like, if I spent $60 and I enjoyed the 1 through 80 experience, isn't that the same as spending $60 to play Call of Duty's single-player campaign, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's not really a difference there. But yeah, I'm kind of concerned about the end game. We'll see what happens when you guys actually level up to the point to be able to do dungeons with me.
I've been sidetracked for the last week.
Oh, yeah. You and
unmentioned.
Your Pokemon and your pandas.
Yes.
Setsua says, Da Bomb goes to old school MMO gamers and the games. Let's be real, your new MMO games post-WoW will never be good or better than the older ones. Setsua and I actually had a nice little discussion about, specifically Anarchy Online, and a few more old school games and some of the things they brought to the table. Setsua, big time old school gamer, right around our age, guys. He's a little bit younger than he or she's a little bit younger than us, but it was a great conversation, and I kind of agree. I mean, do you remember having more fun than when you played Ultima Online for the first time?
Oh God, no.
Do you remember, and I know this isn't old school, but do you remember the experience going into 3-faction PvP in Dark Age of Camelot for the first time?
Holy cow, I haven't heard that name mentioned in a while.
I mean, there's something to be said that the old school MMOs did it right.
I think right now the market's saturated. There's really not much people are coming up with that's new. And 2, everybody wants to do it faster and cheaper and turn a better profit. So everything is turning into cheap knockoffs.
Yeah, and that's not to say there aren't some good games out, right?
Oh, no.
No, but see, they had proper betas.
You didn't have to pay to get into their beta.
Yeah, that was the whole reason.
They had proper betas. No, it's true, though. I feel like more time was spent in development, and now it is such a push it out as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah, and for the good or for the bad, WoW has a lot to do with that. Setsuya is absolutely right? I mean, World of Warcraft kind of said, okay, let's take all these pieces of these other games that people really like, let's make it, because you used to have to earn your way into those games, right? I mean,
yeah.
you couldn't do shit at the start. You really had to grind and earn your way into those, and looking back, some people go, man, I can't believe I spent that much time doing it, but you actually had a sense of accomplishment. And then WoW kind of said, well, let's make the barrier of entry lower. Let's do this quest stuff a little differently. And because it took off so quickly, you know, it leads to what Kaylin said, the copies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, and every game. I mean, you hear that every time a new game comes out. It's going to be the WoW killer. Oh, this is going to be the WoW killer. Oh, this, you know, that's it. It seems like World of Warcraft is the benchmark now that all games are measured by.
Yeah, right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Setsuya and I had a nice conversation, and I agree. I agree to a certain extent there. That's not to say that I don't enjoy some current games, but you know, we're always nostalgic for the past, I guess, too. So how should we celebrate the 1 year show? Nick says, at magicman, I disagree with you, Mr. Magicman. You say that you don't think Raiders lived up to the hype it created. I've been following this game for a long time, and the hype level has been fairly low for a long time. It reached the MMO bombers in MMORPG some months ago, but even still it's relatively unknown. The hype after closed beta tests went skyward. You can say whether it lived up or not once you've played some open beta test. I would agree with Nick if I hadn't played in the alpha too.
So you have that over us.
Right, I got that one over you two. Nick, the reason I say that I don't think it's going to live up to the hype that it's created, and I agree with you. I mean, it's definitely not hyped to the tune of Guild Wars 2 or anything like that. It's just never going to be. They're not going to put that type of marketing out there. But it's pretty hyped as far as free-to-play games go. The problem that I have is that I did play in the alpha and I did play in the closed beta test. So I have the ability to compare one build against another, and it was a different build that I had to download. And nothing had changed. The only key differences between the two were most of the Korean language was taken out and replaced with English. There were still bugs between alpha and beta and a whole separate build in starter zones that were still there when the closed beta test started. Will I play it in open beta? Yes. Was I unfair saying that it didn't live up to the hype? Maybe, but understand that I did have a basis for comparison there. I didn't just make that on the closed beta test itself. Fair point, though, Nick. What's next? Who's the next one there, Domina?
So, Trance22355 says, making good game is art, and it can't be made by people that don't care about game. Take Syndicate, for example. It's garbage. Even that is too light word for it.
Wow.
Now, about betas, I don't mind buying into betas if you get that money in items on launch, because game is free and software is free, so there's no reason to pay for that. But what I hate about betas these days is that almost all betas mean it's launched, so there is no wipe.
Right. And that's Trance is dead on with what you were saying, Domina.
Right, so we're buddies, me and Trance now.
Although Trance is okay spending $10 if they're going to get $10 back in cash shop items.
Yeah, if you're going to get your money back.
I don't know. That takes away from what a beta is meant to be. It's part of the reason we keep getting crap final products. Why we have things to complain so strongly about, but I don't know.
You're just grumpy.
Here we go again.
All right.
I'm not
Change
grumpy.
the subject. Change the subject.
Brickforce 1027, second time Brickforce has made it to the show, had a bunch of ideas for our 1 year. Idea 1, MMO bomb party with all the members and workers.
Woo-woo!
Idea 2, live stream playing all sorts of random games. Well, when we did the live free-to-play cast a few months ago, we did that. Before the show, we were live streaming DuckTales on the NES. Idea 3, get all the MMO bomb members and play a game the subscribers choose. That could definitely be interesting. And idea 4, have an MMO bomb gang play with the subscribers on any game. Cough, cough, Brickforce. That's from Brickforce 1027. I'm going to make you pronounce this next one, Kaylin.
Oh, you always do this. I'm not.
I think this is an easy one.
Really? Then you pronounce it.
Croxta?
That's good. I'm gonna go with you. Question of the week. I suggest talking to the MMO Bomb community to storm a free-to-play MMO and have us create new characters while recording. Hundreds of new characters in the starter zones. Hilarity ensured. May your connections be stable.
That's a great idea.
You know,
We'd have to pick the game very carefully because we could easily see us, the MMO Bomb community, crashing a server.
And that is fun. I remember doing that. Wow, again, sorry. Years ago when they were having lots of server issues. Our server crashed. So this was back in the 40-man raid days with 10 people on the wait list. 50 of us just all made undead characters on another server. And it was hilarious, all of us running around.
I don't know if I want to be responsible for crashing a server.
Yeah.
That tends to get you bad publicity.
We might need to clear that, and we might need to select the game and clear that in advance.
Right. One Man Wolfpack says 40th time's a charm in response to our 40th show last week. Well played, guys and gals. Once again, great show. Thank you, One Man. With my job working 60-plus hours a week as a manager of a multi-million-dollar-a-month company, I don't get much time to unwind. I love to come home and find that there's a new episode posted, crack a beer, and chill out. Well, that is the best way to listen to this show. It's also the best way to record it. Let me just take a drink here. This show does a great service to gamers. You give honest opinions, are well-informed to boot. Keep the content coming. Thank you for the compliment, One Man Wolfpack. We sincerely appreciate all the listeners that listen every week. One Man Wolfpack, question of the week reply is, 1 year's a great accomplishment. Do it up. I call for free-to-play cast awards show. You could give awards such as Best Free-to-Play Cast Rage, Best Member Bomb, Best Guest Host, etc., etc. It'd be great to have a show highlighting the best of the year. This way everyone could be involved. All you wonderful hosts, guests, members, and so on, give credit where credit is due. And One Man Wolfpack signs off with a rawr.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
You just like the Emmys and the Oscars and all that stuff.
It's like awards, period.
I don't really give a care about that anymore, but I think...
You just want a trophy.
I don't want a trophy.
There's no participation awards here, lady. You need to earn your trophies. You need to earn trophies.
Well, I don't like you. But I like this idea.
I would have thought that Havoc would run away with free-to-play cast Rage in a heartbeat on some of the topics that he's talked about on the show. But today's show with Demina...
Oh, she's coming in close.
She is. Good idea, One Man Wolfpack. Something to consider. Definitely something to consider. No question of the week this week, gang. I need some more bombs. Got to send in your weekly bomb. So down below, the way it works, da bomb, something great about a game, a company, a marketing, whatever. As long as it's free-to-play, gaming-related, da bomb is something you are really happy with. A bomb, it sucks. Something awful about the free-to-play universe. Replenish those weekly bombs for me, gang. Down below, over on the site, you can even email them to magicman@mmobomb.com. No question of the week. Let's start getting some bombs back in here. I'm running a little low. Let's go to Demina for the final word.
Had a great time. Thanks for having me on again, and I look forward to next time.
Awesome. Kaylin, you're up.
Yeah, again, great to be back and do another show. I love the women takeover.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
And you guys can catch me on Twitter. I have like 15 followers. Come on, people.
Twitter bomb.
Follow me. Follow me. You can find me on Twitter at Kahlyn, Kahlyn, the number 2.
Awesome. I'm Magic Man for Kaylin and Demina signing off today. You guys can follow me on the Twitters. That's at MagicMan1. That's MagicKmanN1. Hit me with the email at magicman@mmobomb.com. Don't forget to stop by the website, check out all the other great free-to-play content we've got there. And until next week, gang, stay safe, and we'll see you on the servers.